Hey folks, welcome to another edition of Play Branson, where you get to know Branson's entertainers better. And today, this is my special animal edition. That's right, the animal edition. And in Branson, we actually have a lot of animal exhibits that maybe people haven't ever thought about. And so we have things like the Promised Land Zoo. You can see lots of animals there. We have Wild World. And then we have the Butterfly Palace, where you can see, of course, tons of butterflies, but they actually have other animals there. And so today on our show, one of our guests has an animal, and you might see that later in the show, and that is Todd Oliver. And you may have heard of him. He was on America's Got Talent, and he has a talking dog. So we'll see if we can get that talking dog out here later today. Hopefully we can. We'll see. My dumb questions, or things that make you go, are all animal related even today. And here they are. If a cow laughed, would milk come out of its nose? If humans get a Charlie horse, what do horses get? That's an interesting one. I got a Charlie horse the other day, although it was kind of not like a Charlie horse. It hurt worse than a Charlie horse, and man, it was crazy. Okay, if a turtle doesn't have a shell, is he homeless or naked? I like the naked better, but yeah, I don't know. Anyway, folks, here in just a moment, we'll have Todd Oliver. First time on the show. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Hey folks, welcome back to Play Branson, and today I have a very special guest, Mr. Todd Oliver. Todd, it's good to have you on the show.
Good to see you, Chris.
So, first time you've been on Play Branson.
It is.
You are back in Branson.
I am. I certainly am, and I love it.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not that you went away, because you actually live here.
Yeah, we just live about half hour outside of town.
Yeah, but you tell people about your history, because there's a lot of history there with you, and maybe somebody hasn't seen you before, they don't know your background, and so we want to tell them about that.
Right. Well, some people refer me, he's the guy with the talking dog, you know, that's a pretty prestigious title there. It really helps when you go to the bank and talk about a mortgage, you know. When you tell them you're the guy with the talking dog, But, you know, I'm a ventriloquist and a magician, a comedian. And I've been doing this since I was a kid. And what got me started was, this is it. The greatest feeling I've ever known is laughing with my parents when I was a kid. I think when children and their parents can all laugh at the same time, it's just the greatest. When a family can share laughs. And you know, when I was growing up in the 1960s, we used to watch the Ed Sullivan Show. Right. And I remember so many times my mom and my dad and my brother and I laughing together at Phyllis Diller or Myron Cohen or Alan King or Edgar Bergen, or, you know, and that really hit me and stayed with me a long time. And I went to the library and I read all the books I could find on ventriloquism and magic and music. I'm also a musician too, and and it started as a hobby, and it's like a hobby that got out of hand. And it's been a great blessing. And in 2006, David Letterman and Late Show decided to do a tribute to ventriloquism, and he picked 5 ventriloquists to appear on his show on the featured comedy spot every night. And here I was one of them. And I was on the stage at the Ed Sullivan Theater, where I saw my heroes perform years ago. And it was my favorite night in television. We've done a lot of other television, but that was always my favorite. We were a top 4 finalist on America's Got Talent. A few years ago, before I left Branson, we were at a theater and a tornado tore the roof off the theater, you know. I was out of work, and the first time I'd been out of work in about 30 years. And that television show had called a few times for me to do their program. But I had already done a couple of Tonight shows and Letterman, and I thought it wasn't a good fit at the time. Well, I was wrong. because America's Got Talent gets more viewership than The Tonight Show and Late Show combined. So I was out of work, and I didn't really have to audition. They kind of plugged me into the show. That show uses professionals and amateurs, and they just kind of plugged me in, and we were a top 4 finalist.
That's pretty darn good.
And it was all right, and the viewership helped bring people to the show on. And so I left Branson in 2013, and we were touring, performing art centers and dinner theaters and in schools. Right. And then what happened was a friend of mine who has horses, and I have horses, he said, hey, my friend bought Shepherd of the Hills, and he's interested in having you consider coming and doing your show at their new dinner theater. And would you be interested? And I said, well, of course, yeah, sure. And it's just a good deal. It's a great straight contract. It's a very intimate dinner theater.
Yeah, it really is. And so
it's not real big. Everybody has a good seat. It's not too big. It's not a big, gigantic place. So wherever you sit, you can see the stage, and you're close to the performers, and the food's very good too. So here I am back.
So off to your side, you've got one of your characters.
Yeah,
so why don't we grab that?
Sure, sure. His name is Pops. We've been together for a long time here. All right, okay, all right, okay.
Tell you, not only was Todd on David Letterman, but he's also been on Jay Leno, the Howie Mandel Show, Walker Texas Rangers, CNN Entertainment, Craig Ferguson. Oh, hey, how's it going?
My gosh. He does his homework. Yeah, he sure does. I'm ready to go. Oh my goodness, look, I can't believe it. You're here. You're here. He's here. Yes, he is. Who is he? This is Chris Meyer. Chris Meyer. Yes. No kidding.
Yes.
Well, you're a good-looking fella.
Thank you.
What do you do here?
Well, I'm the interviewer.
You're an interviewer. Yeah. Okay.
And I'm losing my hair too.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. That's all right. You got hair. You're just not wearing it. Stop it. We're here. What are we talking about? We're talking about the Shepherd of the Hills, the show. Oh, I love it there. You do, yeah. Where's the dog? Well, he's over there. Get him out of here. Why? I don't like him. You don't like the dog? No. Why? I used to be a tree. See? So that dog can go anywhere he wants. He just did. Stop it, yeah. But Pops... Look at the camera. Turn the stick. Pops is one of my oldest characters, and we've been together a long time. You sure have, yeah. Good to be here, Chris. Are you having a good day?
I am.
Yeah,
I'm just glad you showed up.
Well, I'm glad I showed up, too. It's about time to get out of that suitcase. It's terrible in there. Dark and hot and dreary. There ain't no heat, no water, no television. Might as well be in Galena. What do you say, huh? Yeah, okay. All right.
So, how long have you guys been working together?
Too long, much too long. Oh, no. Well, actually about 35 years now.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, have you started shows yet already this year?
We have, yeah, we certainly have. May 31st, and we're playing 5 shows a week. 5 shows a week, that's right. What do you do? I'm a ventriloquist. No, ventriloquist. That's what I said, ventriloquist. No, it's ventriloquist. It's not tardanothocadelary. It's vocabulary. Larry. Vocabulary. The ventriloquist. Yeah. All right.
So, Pops, I got a question.
Yeah, sure.
Do you date?
Well, yeah, actually, I had a date last night with your sister. Only spent $2. You know why? It's all she had. I'm ready to go. Are you ready to go, PLAYBranson? I'm ready to go. Yes, I can see that. Yes, okay.
Oh, my goodness. Folks, this is a good spot for us to stop. We'll be back in just a moment with more with Todd Oliver.
There are so many things to do in Branson. You need help planning and booking all your fun. You need ibranson.com. You can find everything Branson has to offer from your computer, tablet, or cell phone. You can even buy tickets online or talk to one of their friendly Branson travel specialists. There's no sales pitches, no delivery fees, no service fees, and no waiting. It's fast and easy. Find your fun at ibranson.com. Do it all online or call 877-ENTERTAIN. That's 877-368-3782. ibranson.com.
Hey folks, welcome back to the show. We're here today with Todd Oliver, one of the world's best ventriloquists. And you just saw that with Pops. Now, Todd, you played, one of the things you did do for a long time, you played on the Showboat Branson.
Right.
And so
yes.
if someone maybe went to that, they would have seen you there for many, many years. How many years were you there?
We were there for 13 years.
13 years. That's a long time.
It is a long time. And before that, I was on another showboat in Nashville, the General Jackson, for 7 years, you know. Yeah. And so that was a long time. But what happened was my daughter was starting kindergarten. And if I would have stayed on the boat, I would have never seen her because I'd have to leave for work at 3 and she'd get home from school about 4. And then I never got home till, you know, close to midnight because we did 2 cruises 6 days a week there. So I chose to leave the showboat and do my own thing for a couple little theaters in Branson, but it wasn't the right fit. It wasn't the right thing. So I left, and then over the years I kind of reinvented the show. I created some new material and some new things with other animals. We have a live bunny and some birds and a few other characters and some multimedia stuff. So I did kind of what people used to do in the old days. I wrote a new show, and then I took it on the road in small little theaters to break it in, which is a blessing, you know. Yeah. And then I brought the new show back to Branson.
And it's called The Funniest Night of Your Life.
It's called The Funniest Night of Your Life, although sometimes the show starts at noon or 5 or 8, but it is called The Funniest Night of Your Life, and lots of audience participation, music and comedy, ventriloquism, magic, and my animals, and
the thing is, sometimes when people hear about comedy, they're like, should I go or should I not? But your comedy is all clean and it's all family friendly. And
yes, it is.
That's really what we expect in Branson. And if it's not that, I don't promote it personally. But you've always been, and I always say it's harder to be funny and clean than it is probably funny and dirty, because it's just harder, I think. Maybe I'm wrong. But
no, I totally concur. About 10 years ago, I was with an agency in Los Angeles, and they wanted me to go to the comedy club world, and they kind of insinuated that if I could get a little more blue, then I could really have a whole new career. But I didn't want to do that. I wouldn't. I don't talk that way around the house. I'm not going to talk that way on stage. But there again, hey, whatever works for other people. That's I'm not going to tell anybody how to do their act. But I grew up in a time where you didn't do that, and I just, like I said, my favorite sound is kids and their parents laughing at the same time. But it can't be cheesy, and it can't be really old-fashioned either. It has to be contemporary. The punchlines have to be close together so you keep the show moving. You got to keep things moving, and give it a lot of variety. Well, people like it.
And so your show is what, about an hour and a half?
About 75 minutes.
75 minutes. And do they eat before the show or during?
They do. They have a great dinner, chicken and pork, and vegetables, and a great dessert and salad, and they have that before, and then the show starts right after dinner.
And so for for 75 minutes, people are just going to be laughing, having a great time.
Absolutely. And on stage too. We get people up on stage. I get a few folks out of the audience, and I use them as like human dummies, We make them talk. And there's a message there about pet responsibility, and a message for youngsters to, turn a talent into a skill that'll take care of them when they grow up. So there's something for everybody.
So I'm just wondering if we can possibly get Irving on.
Oh, the dog. Yeah, you want to bring the dog? Could you bring the dog over here?
Yeah. There's Irving.
Here, kitty, 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 kitty. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. Say something else. Who's your doggy? Come here. What are you doing? Sit. No. Sit. No. I said sit. I don't care. Why are we having obedience problems? Because you don't listen. We're on TV. No. Yes. You know why everybody's watching? Yeah, it's free. This is PLAYBranson. Now come on, sit down here. Okay, all right. Irving, this is Chris. Chris, give me a scratch. Oh, that's good, that's good, that's good, that's good, that's good, that's good. A little higher there, Chris. That's good, that's good, that's good. You got the job. Dog masseuse.
There you go. Wow. A talking dog.
You're the first talking dog. Yeah, you're the second. All right, I don't need you to make a fool out of me. I know you're doing it all by yourself. We're here to promote the show, The Funniest Night of Your Life, at Shepherd of the Hills. Shepherd of the Hills, yeah, yes. You know the Shepherd? Yeah, that's good. Good friend of mine. Oh, he is? Yeah, I see. What's his first name? Shepherd. Oh, I see. What's his last name? Hills. Is that the best you got? That's the best you got.
Yeah. Actually, really one of the most famous books in history. I mean,
yes.
Long time,
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah.
And so they've done a lot of great things out at Shepherd of the Hills. And one of the things besides the outdoor drama, they have now the Playhouse, which is where you're at.
The Playhouse
with
Dinner
Irving.
Theater, yeah.
Yeah.
How come? Because I throw my voice to her. Well, to you. Go ahead and do it. I just did, Lana. Well, no, there, no, who? Me, go ahead and do it. I just did it. Who did it? I did it, Lana, right there. I didn't see it. Look, there, no, who? Me, you did it? No, I did it. No, Chris did it. No, I did it. No, you're making Chris talk? No, Chris is sitting there. How come they ain't talking? They can talk. No, I'm making you talk. Go ahead and do it. I just did it. Who did it? I did it. You did it right there, but you can't do it again. Say hello. What happened? You missed. Is that all you can say? Don't miss us at Shepherd of the Hills Playhouse Dinner Theater. Can you say that without moving your mouth? Be quiet. If I do, you'll starve.
So you guys are doing 3 different times there. I'm showing an 11 o'clock lunch with the 12 o'clock show, a 4 p.m. dinner at a 5 o'clock, and then 7 p.m. dinner at 8. So different days, different times.
Correct.
And boy, folks, here's the deal. Where else in the United States can you go and see one of the best ventriloquists and a talking dog? Like, where else can you can't do that
Where
anywhere else.
Where else are you going to see a talking dog? Washington, D.C. Hey, I'm sorry, I didn't say it. He did. I just knew in the mouth. Okay, enough. Yeah.
So what did you guys do during coronavirus?
Sneezed. Well, we what did you do? Well, I went outside, chased a squirrel, came back in, took a nap. We wrote a lot of new material, did some practicing on some new magic stuff, and wrote some songs, and re-edited some video stuff, and kept busy.
Now, in the show, do you do any of your music?
I do, yeah. I play the piano, and then we do a couple songs I wrote. We have a song called Man's Best Friend, and Irving sings it. You want to sing? I can't sing. Why? When I sing, I cry. Why do you cry? Because I can't sing. It's not that hard. Here, repeat after me. Whoa. Well, somebody lose a cow? All right. Come on. We do a little bit of music. Yes, it's a whole lot of stuff going on in 75 minutes.
Okay. Irving, you're the first dog I've had on the show, so it's been a pleasure to have you here.
Irving, what happened? You fell asleep. Yeah, why? I was listening to you, Todd. Well, it's great. It's been great to be here, Chris.
So, folks, here's the deal. Go see Todd Oliver and Irving and Pops and all, and he's got a bunny too, right? The bunny?
Yes.
Alice. Go see them out at the Shepherd of the Hills Playhouse. They're doing different dates or different times, but you can check them out at ibranson.com, or you can go over to the Shepherd of the Hills website. The show is called The Funniest Night of Your Life, and I'm going to guarantee you're going to laugh. And if you don't laugh, I'll buy you a steak dinner. Okay? So Todd, you got to.
Okay, I'm hungry. Let's go. Give me a scratch again there, would you, Chris? That's good.
We'll be back in just a minute.
How come when I throw the stick, you don't get it? I don't want it.
Have you ever seen a real-life talking dog? Get ready for a howling good time with Irving and his two-legged friend Todd Oliver. At the Funniest Night of Your Life dinner show, Todd Oliver of America's Got Talent will introduce you to a cast of hilarious characters. Over a hearty dinner, you'll enjoy a world-class ventriloquist, astounding magic, and maybe even get a moment in the spotlight. Visit online for showtimes. Todd Oliver and Irving, inside the Playhouse Dinner Theater at Shepherd of the Hills.
Hey folks, we're wrapping up the show today here on Play Branson. Hopefully you enjoyed Todd Oliver and Pops and his talking dog, Irving. I'm always amazed when I see Todd. And so be sure to go check the show out. It's called The Funniest Night of Your Life. It's out at the Shepherd of the Hills Playhouse. And you might see it at 11 o'clock, 4 o'clock, or 7 o'clock. That's when the dinner starts. And then after that, he does a 75-minute show with a variety of things, whether it's music, comedy, ventriloquism, all of that. And he actually is one of the only people in the United States that does this full-time as their job, and that's their career. And there's not hardly anybody else that can say they do that in the United States. Okay, here's the deal. If you are coming to Branson on vacation, you gotta eat dessert, right? And I always say calories don't count on vacation, but everybody likes to just splurge a little bit. And we have a lot of great dessert places in Branson. Of course, a couple of my favorite are Cold Stone. My son actually works at Cold Stone, so I have to plug Cold Stone, but I like Cold Stone. They got a great variety there. And then we have, of course, Andy's Frozen Custard. Mel's Hard Luck Diner. If you want some great sundaes, you can get that. That's where the singing servers are. And of course, if you want to splurge, Krispy Kreme donuts any time of the day, that's a great dessert, or breakfast, whatever you prefer there. So just a few of the places you can go get dessert here in Branson. Lots of places down on the landing, Branson Landing as well. Here's the deal. If you're planning your Branson vacation, be sure to go to ibranson.com. Those folks can help you plan your entire trip, from lodging, shows, attractions. You can book it all online. They even have vacation packages online that are incredible savings. And so you can book it all there. It's local experts. They're not going to ask you to take a tour or sit through a 90-minute presentation. They're just there to provide great service. And so you can call them also at 877-ENTERTAIN, or just go to the website ibranson.com and you can book your complete Branson vacation there. And if you haven't been to Branson, you got to come. We'll see you next week here on Play Branson.